moving. I don't need no money. Okay, this is still gonna be data structures and algorithms. I think data structures and algorithms is fine. Automatic. I think auto capture after you go live. Okay, not bad. Man, let's just go live on TikTok as well. See how it goes. Okay. Are we live on YouTube? All right. I'm gonna refresh this. And make sure we're live everywhere. Hey, bro. What you wanna say? Like, hey, bro. I don't need the hey, bro. Come on, bro. Shit. What was I? Mm, I think this is the one. Good. Alrighty. Everything Gucci. We are live on YouTube. We are live everywhere. Okay. Cool. Just give me a second, boys. Dead, nigga. He gonna end up dead, nigga. That's a fucking fact. Dead, nigga. All right. Um, yo, what's up, bud? How you doing, Vigilant? Wait, what's that name? Vigilant or Vigilant or whatever. Hey, man, I'm butchering your name. I apologize for that. How you doing, my brother? How's life, man? It's been a minute though. Haven't seen you in a while. Hold on. Let me see how this looks. I think it looks better this way. Yep, that's about fine. Yeah. Okay. So we are good to go now, boys. Let's see. Are we live? Let me make sure we are live. Yo, can you guys hear me? Can you hear me clearly, brother? Can you hear me? Say hey, brother. It's on YouTube. How am I typing, bro? How am I typing? Okay. Yeah, you guys can hear me. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's okay. So, we're gonna be doing some DSA today. Some data structures and algorithms for some minutes. Maybe the first 1 hour of the stream, probably. After that, then we shall get to building projects. Today, we are going to be working with Auth 2, right? Which is Google Auth. I did it yesterday, and I wanted to do it on stream with you guys as well. So, how you guys doing though? Yeah, let me know, bro. And one thing, soon as you join this stream, bro, make sure you just like the live, okay? On YouTube. My brother's on YouTube. Just like the live, say what's up, man. You know what I'm saying? It will not cost you anything. You get. All right. So today we're gonna be solving the problem of daily temperatures. Although I already did some research on it, right? Because obviously, man, you don't want to look stupid, right? But we are just going to refresh it because sometimes these problems they be hard as hell. So you have to first understand before you just jump on or whatsoever. So we're gonna be talking about daily temperatures today. Let me make sure this is zoomed out a little bit. I think I can even just reset it. Yeah, it's supposed to be like this. Can you guys see the screen though? Hold on, let me look this side. Let's see, why is it not that clear this side? Okay, make sure, yep, it is clear. Let me also make sure this is clear. Okay. Thank you, my G. So I think we are good to go now. So let me go this side and we can start talking about daily temperatures problem. So now the daily temperatures problem, if I can open Excalibur real quick. Oh, yep. Hey, is it me? Is it just me or like also people have to use Excalibur? Because a lot of people have been asking me about Excalibur of recent. All right, so this is Excalibur. I'm going to reduce it a little bit. Then we're going to talk about this problem, which is the daily temperature problem. Daily temperature. And this daily temperature problem, it is actually still on stuck, right? We're still doing stuck, still doing stacks or stuck, whatever you call it. That means we are still dealing with LIFO, right? Which means we're also dealing with last in. Last in is fast start, right? Something like that, this concept. So we are still dealing with this concept of last in, fast out. All right. So my boys on YouTube, are you guys watching? Are you guys okay? So I want to make sure you guys are straight. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. No, no worries, my brother. So now the problem of daily temperature, we are going to take, for example, this daily temperature here, this problem with its input, right? We could just pick this entire thing and then explain why we have something like that. Just gonna paste it here and see. All right, so this is the daily temperature problem. Now, as you can see, right, I'm going to go ahead and remove this. Time complexity, we're gonna remove that, and I'm just gonna take this entire thing. Okay, put this somewhere here. Now, as you guys can see, right, my boys, we have this input array, which is called temperatures, right? And we're just gonna represent it with T. So I'm gonna just take these temperatures and represent it with T so that we can T. All right. So now we have this array which is represented with T. It is 73. All right. Can I use this? I think there's something this side, which is the one. Good. So here, hey man, I like that. I've been seeing some YouTubers using that, so I like it. So here we have 70. What's this? This is 73. We have 74. We have 75, 71, 69, 72, 76, and 73. And as you can see, the output is telling us this is 1, 1, 4, 2, 1, 1, 0, 0. Now, let's go back here and let's try to understand why do we have that, to be exact, right? Why do we have these numbers here, right? So this is a daily temperature problem. If you look at it, how do people calculate the daily temperature? Like for example, today, if let me open the weather. I'm gonna open the weather app just now. Okay, so I'm gonna open the weather app. Hey buddy, can you show your current resume for reference? Speaking of resume, I barely have any resume, my brother. I swear to God. All the projects that I have, I think you can check out my GitHub. I just don't like, I haven't really worked on my resume yet, so you can just check my GitHub. Uh, here's my GitHub, my boy. You can check it out. You know, haven't updated my resume in years, bro. So I'm just gonna show you my GitHub. You can go ahead and check it. I think I will leave it here in the. All right, let me go to the chat and send you the stuff in the chat here. All right, so you can just check it out from there. You feel me? All right. Now that we are done with that, if we look at the way the temperature is today, right, you can tell we have 26, 26, 25, 24, 23. These are all degrees, right? We also have here 20, 20, 19, 19, 18, and stuff like that, right? That's the actual weather data, right? But if you look at our temperatures here, our temperature array, we have 73, 74. So what this entire problem wants, this entire problem wants us to calculate when, like given today is like, let's say this is I, okay, I'm going to take this one, this 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 positions here, right? So I'm just gonna say these are 70. Let me, for example, take this and I'm gonna go ahead and select this entire array and then paste these numbers here so that I'm too lazy to type these. Okay, my boy. Okay. So now we have this. If we look at the indices, for every index here, we have index I is equals to 0, right? We are starting with 0. So that is the ith temperature on that day. So we start with index 0. We have index 1 is 0, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. But if you count these are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You understand? Why do we have this as 7? Is because we are starting with zero base index, right? I think that should make sense. You get it? So the next thing we're gonna do is that we look at the date here, right? Given we have 73 on day 0, day 1 actually, but it's represented by index 0, right? So we're gonna say day 1. On day 1, we have 73. So when do we have a warmer day or a hotter day compared to today? Given that today, which is day 1, is 73 degrees. So the next warm day will be after 73, which is 74 here. That means we had to wait for 1 day only in order to get a warmer temperature or a warmer day, right? So we are going to have here the first one here. We replace this 73 with 1 since we are going to have a warmer day just after 1 day. And then now the index is on index 1. If you look at index 1, we have that day will be now day 74. So from start pointing at day 74, assuming today the temperature is 74 degrees or 74 degrees Fahrenheit, when are we going to have a warmer day again? This is going to be 1, right? So you just start with this. That means this index will now reset to 0. Then you have to wait 1. You had to wait only 1 day. And this one, you had to wait 1 day, right? That's why we have it as 1 here. And then starting at 74, you had to wait 1 day to get a warmer day than 74. Now you have 1. And then if we look at, it's pointing at now 75, do we have to count this as 1? No. 71 is less than 75, so we don't consider that. 69 is less than 75, we don't consider that. 72 is less than 75, we don't consider that as well. But 76 is warmer than 75. So how many days did we have to wait starting from 75 here until we saw a warmer day? We have to go from here, we go 1, 2, 3, 4. That means we had to wait 4 days. Now that's why we have 4 here, as you can see. Then we look at now the other day. Now after 75, we are now pointing at 71. Starting at 71, which day are we? Is 69 greater than 71? No. Is 72 greater? Yes. So we had to wait 1, 2. So we're going to put 2 here. And then now pointing at 69. 69, is it greater than 72? No, 72 is greater than 69. That means we had to wait 1 day before we get a warmer day. And the same applies to this. Pointing at 72, 76 is warmer than it. So we're going to put 1 day only. And then the next day, pointing at 76, we don't have any day that is warmer than 76. So we're going to represent it with 0. The same applies to this. We're going to represent it with 0. So as you can see, we have 11421100. The same applies here, 11421100. That is it, boys. What topic should I learn from core Java? Okay, give me a sec, give me a sec, give me a sec, give me a sec. Yo, boys, you know what's funny? I actually just mistakenly left my water open. So that's why. I bet my bill is about to be high. So what's your question, my boy? What's up, man? How you doing that display? What topic should I learn? What topic should I learn from Spring Core? Spring Core, not Spring Java. Okay, Spring Core. Can I just give you the roadmap real quick before we just go ahead? Okay, I like to use roadmap.sh because it got like the most accurate data. It just makes everything easier. Okay, now let's look at what you want to learn, core Java. So the topics I would like you to know would be the basics. As you can see, obviously you know data types, you know variables. If you are coming from other programming languages, you understand. You have strings and methods, math operations, You really don't need so much math operations, so you could skip this. You need arrays, you need conditionals, you need loops. You need basic object-oriented programming, which involves things like encapsulation, polymorphism, abstraction, and goddamn, you need all that. You can do your research on that. So you also need to understand what basic classes and objects are, attributes and methods, access specifiers. Why do you use a static? Why do you use final and all that? Exception handling. I feel like you can just use this roadmap, right, brother? You can use this roadmap. It will help you. You come here, you go to basics. Anything where you see yellow here, you try to make sure you put your attention to the ones in yellow first. And then the ones here that are in, I don't know if this is orange, those are the ones that you can skim over. But the ones here, I feel like you need to really put in work. You feel me? Just use this roadmap, bro. I don't gotta explain the entire thing. Should I watch YouTube tutorials? Can you suggest me a YouTube channel for Spring Core? Yes, obviously. That is what I'm good at. I like YouTube. So let me go ahead and recommend some YouTube channel for you. Okay, what's the name of this guy? I think it's called Bro Code. Yep. You can watch Bro Code Java. He has like a 12-hour course on Java. Yep, this one.
Already running. We'll create a
Yeah, he has everything that you need. But yeah, you should refrain from like using tutorials before you fall into something called tutorial hell.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? In this video,
As you can see. So that's basically it, boy.
we need to get rid of that new line character.
Just use this guy. After you understand the Spring Core from this guy, then you can maybe watch what's his name, Mosh Hamadani. I think he also has a course in Java. If I'm not mistaken, this was 6 years ago now. You just come to his videos, you'll see some Spring Boot, things like Java for beginners. Like I feel like yeah, those are the two that I would recommend. Really. That is all that you need to know, my boy. Who's that? Who's that? I'm streaming. She wants to stream with me? Is that how it works? I don't know. I don't know anything about TikTok. For who the hell is that? Who's that? I haven't used TikTok in forever, bro. I don't even know how it works for sure. Who was that? Somebody was trying to co-host. I don't know. What does co-host do? I have no idea, my boy. All right. Let's go. So I think I've already explained how we achieved this. So in order for us to solve this, in like, bro, you telling me Java core? I mean, wait, bro, you're telling me Java core? I mean, it's different. Spring core is different. Oh wait, you asking about the Spring? Oh my God, bro, bro. For me, I'd say this. I'd say this. It's called a Spring framework. Spring framework. Yeah, it's called a Spring framework, not Spring core. I don't know what you mean by Spring core. His Spring core is funny. Yeah, you watch this guy, Tulusko. He's an Indian too, boy. I feel like you can learn a lot.
Enterprise applications is
Yeah, watch this guy.
welcome back aliens. My name is Arvind Reddy and in this video we'll talk about Spring Framework. When
Yeah, so you should just use this.
we talk about the enterprise market, the most famous language there is
Is Java.
Java because when you
That is true. That is true, my boy. Now let me close the top, bro. Close the top. So now that the top is closed, my boys, let's continue with problem solving. After that, we shall go to projects building. Today, we're going to be doing auth integration with Google, Spring Boot, Spring Security, and I don't know what else, but we shall see how it goes. Okay, let's go and solve this problem real quick. For this problem, we're gonna need something called monotonic stuck. Monotonic stuck, right? This is how it's spelled. I don't know if that's the correct spelling, but yeah, you get the point, my boys. First, we need to instantiate an array DQ. I think I answered your problem, my boy. I mean, I answered your question. We're gonna instantiate a new array DQ that is gonna be a stack. In other words, array DQ as well. Oh my goodness, I can't type for Christ's sake. All right, so we're gonna have something like that, right? The next thing is we're going to make sure we have a container or a variable int. We could say the length, right? We need to keep track of the length as well. So I'm just gonna say int n. This will be something like this. And how should we call this container, bro? Because we need, as you can see, I think it's gonna be the result, right? So we need the result. The result is equals to the new, we can say new int with fixed size n. So we're gonna need an array with a fixed size of n, depending on the input size, which is this, right? So if the temperatures is what we're gonna use, let me just go ahead and grab this. And I'm gonna drop this. So now we're gonna use temperatures here as our input array. And whatever this size of this input is, we're going to make sure that's gonna be the same size of our result, right? So now let's look at the temperature as well. Now we're gonna have int temperature. Oh, I think it's temperatures, something like that. Temperatures will now be what is n times length, right? That's gonna be the size of our. That's gonna be our temperatures, isn't it? Yeah, we could put this behind this. Okay, something like this, boys. You get it? Then from there, now let's go ahead and just loop through this entire array. We could first have like we could say int I is equals to 0, right? If I is 0, then I is less than n dot length, right? Which is what we call the as temperatures. We could just call this length, I guess. Could call this length, or we could say n is equals to what? What are we instantiating? Wait, am I confusing this? Am I confusing this? Let me first leave out this array DQ out for now. Okay, let's just try to do it using brute force. Now let's look at what we have here. We have an input array, which is this. And therefore, in order to have n, we're going to say int n is equals to temperatures dot length. So let's keep n like this, and in n is equals to temperatures dot length. It's wait, this is not a string, right? It's not a string, so we can keep it as dot length like this. Yep. And then we can come back here and say this is less than n, and then I plus plus. Then we also go ahead and increment. We say for the second loop is going to run from int j is gonna be where n stop. I mean where I stop, right? I plus 1, and then j should be less than n as well, and then we increment j every time. All right, something like this. That's the brute force solution. My boy said, bro, which one is better nowadays? AI is growing fast. What would you prefer to get a job? All right, what do you mean by that, bro? What's your question? Um, what's your question, my boy? I'm confused, bro. What's your question? What's your question? First, rephrase your question. Somebody said, should I start learning Java? I'm just fluent in Python. Yeah, I think Java is the way to go, my boy. Like Python is not that sought after. Like a lot of people don't really care about Python like that. I'm joking though, I'm joking. Python is still feasible. Python is still a great language, but it's a very niche language. You know, if you want to do machine learning, you want to do AI, you go with Python. But Java is like the best if you ask me. I'd say Java. I'd say Java. Go with Java, my boy. I'd say go with Java for sure. All right. Now let's see. Int I is equals to 0, and then I is less than n, incremented every time. And then j is equals to I plus 1. That means whatever I stopped at, just continue from there. I guess that's it. So let me ask, the guys on YouTube, right? If your point, if your career, like you really want to work with AI, go with with Python. But if you want to build enterprise applications, you want to work in like big tech companies, enterprise companies like banks and hospitals and goddamn, like anywhere that is not really startup companies, because startup companies like to use JavaScript a lot. I'd say yeah, you just go with Java. Otherwise, go with Python. But depending on what you know better, bro. Okay, now here, let's say if what should we look for now? What should we look for here? What should we look for? Okay, if temperatures if temperatures at we could say at j, matter of fact, is greater than temperatures at I, then we should do something about it. That means we need to actually return. Do we have resultant array here? I think we have the resultant array. So let me just go ahead and comment out this. So the resultant array is there. We're gonna say then the result is gonna be j minus I. That's gonna be our result. And what else? We just return the result here, I guess. Just return result. Let's see if this is gonna do it. Okay. Okay, we have an issue. What's going on here? Temperatures J, temperatures I, incompatible types, int cannot be converted to this. So what is the type here that we have an issue with? Result. We are not adding anything to the result. Okay, this is supposed to be like this. Result at I guess is equals to not j minus 1 again. J minus I. Okay, let's try to run this. Unc, long time. Magnum coding was good, bro. And my brother just came to call me Unc, bro. What are you doing? What are you doing, bro? Are you bullying me on YouTube right now, bro? Are we age shaming ourselves now? You know, I'm not even Unc, right? I'm just 24 years. I'm about to be 25. Wait a minute, bro. I'll be 25 in April, bro. That's my birthday, man. I'll be 25. I'll be old, bro. God damn. Shit. That's crazy, right? I, I'm joking, bro. Stop crashing out. Filthy is just fine. No, man, Magnum, I'm joking with you, bro. Come on, man. Stop taking it to heart, bro. Call me Unc, bro. Call me Unc. You see, I'm a big uncle, bro. All right, let's see, bro. We have some issues that we have to solve here. We cannot find the symbol. Hey, buddy. Yo, Aiden Ali was good, brother. How are you doing, man? I saw your post on LinkedIn. Is it your post or your something? You sent me something on LinkedIn. I saw it. I liked it, by the way. Okay. All right, boys. So here's what we're gonna do, right? Here's what we're gonna do. Let me first try to solve it without brute force, and then I come back and try to see if we can do the brute force, because Sometimes it's hard, man. And let's look at what we need to instantiate. We need to instantiate the array first. So let me grab this entire array dequeue. Yep, I think I'm gonna go ahead and grab this entire thing here. Good. Copy, and I'm gonna paste it here, and I will comment this uncommented out. And then we are going to first look through this and say if for int I is equals to 0, and then if I is less than n, that is the length of our array, right? Increment I every time. Then within here, we are going to have a while loop. While the stack is not empty, while the stack is empty, actually, that is while the stack is empty, and then when we add this exclamation mark, it becomes the opposite boolean. Hey, buddy, yo, it was mine. Yeah, that post was that post was nice, bro. I'm telling you. So while the stack is not empty, on temperatures, is this how we spell temperatures? I think it is, bro. Okay, temperatures in position I is greater than what? Let's look at temperatures again, but this time we are going to look at the stack itself. Stack.pick, right? The element on top of the stack. Then we are going to say, while this is true, right? While this is true, we're gonna have to do something. We're gonna say first the previous value that we had stored. If you come here and first check what we are doing, here we are checking every element, right? But what we are doing here, we are just trying to store only the elements that are greater, that are warmer than the current temperature, right? Yo, Dizzy Balls was good. Bro, mentioning your name is the worst thing. What do you mean you're called Dizzy Balls, bro? Dizzy Balls, bro. Come on, man. We're gonna store this. We're gonna say stack.pop, make sure it's the previous value. And then after that, we're gonna get this resultant array that we have here. The result array, as long as it's the previous one, we're gonna say is equals to I minus the previous one, right? And then from there, we're going to say, okay, if that is true, then push this to the stack, right? Push that previous value to the stack. Are we pushing the previous value or we are pushing I to the stack? I gotta think. What are we pushing to the stack? If this result is equals to this, are we pushing that to the stack or we are pushing the actual index itself? Are we pushing I or we are pushing this previous value? Let's see if we're gonna get the answer correct, right? Let's say return the resultant array. Should we return a result like this or return the result like this? I think this is an empty array, right? If we don't have anything. Let's first see. Yeah, so the return clause, let me see here, we're returning this. So that means we need to just return that result. So we instantiated it here to be an array of fixed size n. So let's just try to return it again. All right, what's going on here? Integer. Yeah, we have a problem here. This is not supposed to be in integer with e. Dizzy balls. What are you saying? Everyone, yeah, make sure to like and subscribe. Oh my god, bro. Listen, tell them to like and subscribe, bro. Stop playing with your brother. For sure. But I think we have enough subscribers, right? We just want you guys to like the live, man. Go ahead and like the live. Every time you join the live stream on YouTube or whatever you're watching this, just go ahead and like whatever the fuck you're watching. So if you're enjoying though. Let's see. What are we having again? Okay, we have int result is equals to new int of fixed size n. Huh. But what is n though? How can we just have a fixed size before the actual size itself? Oh God, what kind of programming is that? Okay, I think this is fine now. Let's run it and see. Bro, what's going on with this shit? Now, what are we pushing to the stack? Let's push that index to the stack. God. Ah. Yes, 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 yes. Bro, bro, I was stressed, bro. I swear to God, oh my mother, I was stressed, bro. Fellow lead code, yeah. Hello, man. How you doing, bro? If you're new here, bro, welcome to the squad. Okay, we always have fun on YouTube. We always. I used to have a Discord server, but I deleted that bitch because it just became super toxic. I deleted that shit. Like it was hard to maintain, so I deleted the Discord. Now we only have this. Okay, we don't got no Discord. We just have YouTube, and that's it. Feel what I'm saying? All right, my brothers. So I think we've passed, man. But let's let's first go through this to understand, right? Like, I'm gonna zoom in this. Okay. If you have problems with your eyes, I'll have to apologize. Okay. I'm gonna zoom in this stuff like this. God, this is too zoomed in, bro. All right. I think this is cool. This is cool. So first of all, what did we do? Right? If you look at what we have here, right? Anybody who can see this will say, oh, this is complex, but this is not, bro. This is super trivial. You will understand this in a sec, okay? So let's go back here and try to explain. First, we have an empty stock, right? So the empty stock is going to look something like this. Where is it? Where is it? Where is this goddamn? All right, we're gonna have an empty stock that is gonna look like this. So every time we have like for example, we loop through this, right? We loop through this entire array given its length. That's what we are doing here. For the first for loop, we are looping through the entire array of a fixed size. And for every element, as long as if today is like 73 degrees Celsius, I mean, oh my God, if it's 73 degrees Celsius, then we're burning. Oh God, this 73 degrees Fahrenheit, right? Let me see, 73 degrees Celsius, I mean, Fahrenheit to Celsius, right? Or Celsius, whatever you call it, Celsius, whatever. Okay, let's see. That's about 22 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean Celsius, which is good. It's not that hot. If we look at the weather today, oh my goodness. If we look at the weather today, you will see um let me see, in Kigali is actually 26 degrees, right? Not bad. And look at Juba, bro. Look at my country, South Sudan, bro. This shit is hot as hell. It's too hot in my country, bro. Well, Cairo is good. Nairobi is good as well. Kampala is good. Monrovia, this is Liberia. Well, okay, whatsoever that shit is. So let's get straight to the point again. Okay, we have a fixed size, and then we are looking for every time we find anything that is like warmer than this, then we store it. Here we are storing one, and then we look through again, we find until when we get this entire output. That's what we are doing here. And then we are checking for the first thing. We are saying, hey, if the stack is not empty, right? I mean, while this is actually a while loop, right? While the stack is not empty and the temperature in that ith day, right? That day, if today was 73 degrees Fahrenheit, if the stack that we have, right, is not empty, I don't know how I can explain it, but you get the point. If I didn't have this exclamation mark, that means the stack is empty. But as soon as I put this stack, I mean this exclamation mark, that means the stack is not empty. So if the stack is not empty, that means there are elements within that stack. And the temperature in that day is greater than the temperature on top of the stack, right? Or whatsoever thing we have on the stack, right? If it's greater than that, then go ahead and first pop that element, right? Pop that element on top of the stack and store it within this container called previous. And then within our resultant array here, get that previous, and then you just check that current date, I mean that current temperature in that day, subtract the previous temperature from it, and then just push the current temperature to the stack, right? It's almost like you're switching their position. You're removing the one that is hot and replace it with the hottest one, and then you just return the entire I mean the entire array, and that's the entire solution, my boys. You get it? Yeah, but for the I really don't think we are going to worry about this. How do I call it? About the brute force solution. So this is the optimal solution. Optimal solution. That means it's going to be O of n time complexity, right? This is O of n time complexity because we are not creating any space, right? We have one array of fixed size n. That means this array of ours will always be the size of the input array. You understand? So that's the entire problem. And I guess we're going to submit this. Let's see how it goes. Mm, stop playing, bro. We've passed it, man. So I'm just going to close off everything here. And we're going to get to the coding part of today's stream. Feel me? So today we're going to be doing Google Auth, right? It could be Google Auth or anything else. I don't know why these niggas calling me right now, bro. Yo, bro. Yeah, it was good. None, man. I'm just on stream, bro. Yeah. What's up? I'm on stream. I'm on stream. Yeah, yeah. No worries. Yeah. Oh, boys. So we are gonna get into coding. Let's look at wait, I think TikTok is fine. Everything is fine. Let's get into today's coding part, right? We're gonna look at the project that I created yesterday, which is this auth flow, I think. Yep, this is auth flow. We're gonna say bond let me go ahead and open this. What's going on here? Okay. So let's go back to Spring Boot. Then we can just open both the front end and the back end, right? So that we can today finish this entire auth flow. Feel me? Hey man, thank you guys for the live on TikTok, bro. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for the likes, I guess. Oh, Dizzy Balls, the worst name on earth. Dizzy Balls, bro. Like up to today, your name just makes me laugh. I can't lie. What the hell is Dizzy Balls, bro? God. That name is funny. That name is funny as hell. Okay. The application is we started the application again from scratch. So let's see. Let's see what's up. All right. Why is it taking forever, bro? What else do we have ready? It's taking forever here. Is it my RAM? It can't be my RAM, bro. Yo, it's the first time for me to hear my MacBook fans. My MacBook fans have never gone off like this. Are we putting so much pressure on the MacBook, bro? I think we are, right? We are doing a lot of things. So I think that's why, but it is what it is, my boys. Hold on. Wait, the moth is going ballistic, bro. What's going on, bro? Bro, what? Yo, okay, boys. So we're gonna start the Spring Boot once again, right? We're gonna see how it goes, okay? So let's just make sure. Let's hope for the best. Actually, let's hope for the best. What the hell? Okay, let's start the back end. All right, let's see how it goes. Let me take down the front end for now. Okay, just give me a sec. Let me take down the front end. Okay. For some reason, this stuff is just not responsive. I don't know why. What's going on? Amazing project. Thank you, thank you. Oh shit. Okay. Yo, Fabio, what's good, my G? What's poppin', my brother? How you doing? Let me hope you're cool, man. Okay, good. I think we're good now, boys. It was taking forever to boot up, man. God damn. Mm. Yo, Fabio, what's poppin'? What's Gucci? What's Gucci, my G? How's life, bro? Been a minute. All right, so we need to run this Spring Boot backend real quick. Okay. Let's have a look at what we have here. So yeah, the backend is running. Let's go back to the front end. Try to run the front end. Run dev. Okay. Yeah, so as you guys can see, bro, the application is running, is up and running. So let's see what we can do next. Let's now try to log in with Google. Yep, it's actually gonna work, right? Let's just go back and we try to inspect this. We make sure we have our network tab on. Then let's just reload the entire page one more time. So as you can see, we are making network calls here. We're making network requests. So, so it has loaded the entire JavaScript. Let's now go ahead and hit this. Now let's log in with any email. Yo, Valid, what's up? I just started my stream. I mean on TikTok. My baby girl joined. What's good? How you doing, Valid? How's everything? Your internet is lagging. Yo, Fabio, wait. Are you sure? I think it's just a TikTok thing, right? Because for YouTube, it's fine. I think it's the way TikTok is, bro. I'm not so good at TikTok like that, so I really don't know how it works. I'm just passing. Have fun. Okay, my baby girl. All good. All good. All good. Thanks for tapping in, though. Thanks for liking the live, anyways. It's okay. I'm gonna have fun. Thanks a lot. You know, I actually just wanted to try if this multi-streaming thing works as well for TikTok and shit. It is good now. It's better. Wait, it's not lagging anymore, right? All right, all right. No worries, valid. No worries. See you sometime. Go and scroll. Go and have fun, okay? Okay, I think it's good now. So let's continue. Let's continue with the entire stuff, right? If we click this me thing, you'll see that this entire information is coming from our response. This is what Google gave us, right? In the response. And this is the entire response that the object actually. This is the user object that we got from Google. We have the email. Why is it written as email again? It's supposed to be the name and this is supposed to be email. Okay, some confusion here, but it's okay. So we have the email and the name and then the picture, which is this picture here, right? That's what is within the response. And then the header, we are just hitting only this API/me, which is the same as what we have in the backend right here. We are hitting this endpoint, which is API/me, right? Yeah, this was actually supposed to be name, and then email. So matter of fact, let me just kill this and let me just interchange. So this is going to be name and this is going to be email. All right. And yeah, I think that's going to be it. Let's restart the server one more time. Wow, why is it taking forever? Okay, that's cool. Let's go back to the front end. Then let's try to re-render this. See what's gonna happen. Yeah, we're going to have some issues here. Okay, so let's log out and then let's try to log in again. Fabio the goat. Fabio, my brother, what's popping, man? Okay, let's select this profility. Okay, yep. So now it's fine. If we look at the entire request body, let's look at the preview. Yeah, now it's correct. Now we have the email up top and we have the name down, and then we have the picture. So I think the entire response body is now in the correct structure, right? So this was the entire concept I wanted us to do, which was OAuth, right? Now let me go into not this, bro, not this. God damn it, I'm gonna expose my stuff. But I can always rotate them. So this is where the entire logic is lying within the filter chain here. So what's happening in the filters chain? This one is just allowing the default calls, right? Cross origin resource. What's this? Cross origin something something. I think this is cross site resource forgery, and then this is cross origin. I think support, cross origin support, something like that. Okay, we have this is to authorize. This authorizes API products. Like any endpoint here is go. All these endpoints will be permitted. But as soon as we hit this endpoint, we're going to be authenticated. That means you have to log in with Google in order to access this, right? Any request after that will be authenticated. Why do we have this to be authenticated and any request again to be authenticated? I think it doesn't make sense. I'd say this will still work, right? If we remove this, we'll still cover that. That means any request that comes through should be authenticated, right? And that's what we are going to use. And here it means we are going to be using Google to log in. And then the redirect URL will be here, right? As soon as we are successful, we are going to be redirected to /me, and it's going to be true always. And then when we log out, we are going to be taken to the front page of the application. So let's try to do that. Let's log out, see what's going to happen. We're redirected to the front page, right? So I think that is that. And we can hit this slash products. If we click slash products, we are allowed to actually view slash products because this is a public URL, right? The same thing also to slash hello. Bro, I have some ideas for South Sudan. I want to share with you. I'll call you this evening. All right, no problem, my G. Just hit me up. Just let me know, my brother. All right. Okay. So now let's look at a profile. As soon as we click profile, we are going to be in trouble because you are authenticated user information. No, we are not authenticated. Rather than failing to load profile, we are supposed to show an error message. Okay, no problem, bro. I'm gonna see you later. I'll see you later, my G. Okay, this is gonna be failed to load profile. So let's just go ahead and inspect it. Why is it giving us failed to load? Let me reload this. See what's happening. Okay, here Google is returning for us a response. Okay, this is not found. Oh, that means we already got the entire information. We have to just restart the entire auth flow again, right? Let's log out, and then let's try to now go through the entire auth flow again. Okay. This time let's choose like this email. Oh, so as you can see, this is now a new user, right? We can easily access, let's go to like slash products and let's go to like slash me. Yep, we're still gonna get access because we still have the permission to do that, right? But now if we try to go to like, let's say slash API slash me, for example. Yep, we're going to access that, right? So I'm going to just go ahead and say, let me go like home, and then we need to give this concept a try, right? Just give it a sec. Remove this. Bro. All right, we're gonna say now, okay, it looks like we have a session but still showing sign in with Google on 3,000, right? But when I go to 3,000 slash me, I can still see my info. So this is probably going to work for us. Just give it a second, see how it goes, okay? Oh my God, that is front end for you, bro. I do not like doing front end. Although I know how to code front end, right? In JavaScript and stuff, I just don't like it. I just don't like it. So today, the entire concept that we're going to be doing today is going to be, let me open Excalibur so I can show you guys what we're going to be doing today. Excalibur. Let me just remove this entire thing. And today we're going to be doing this auth flow, right? We're going to have like, for example, this like this, right? This is how the entire thing is going to be, the entire auth flow like this. This is going to be our server, and this is going to be Google. Now let's use this text. This is going to be Google. Right? This is going to be Google. This is going to be our front end. This is going to be our server, right? It's going to be our front end. And this is going to be our backend. Now, what we're going to do is that our front end, right? Our front end will hit continue with Google, right? We're going to have in our front end here, we're going to have a little button. call continue with Google, right? Continue with Google. Or sign in with Google, whatever. That's the same thing that we have here, as you can see. Yeah, AI has done it for us. That's crazy. It has handled it for us. Right? We can have log out here. We can still see whether we can log out or not. If we go to the front page, we're still going to fetch that. That's the entire concept, right? So let me just grab this and say, okay, this is the button we're going to hit on our front end. So this is how the entire communication will happen. We shall first click, as soon as we click continue with Google, right? Our front end will send request to our backend, to Google first and say, hey, continue with Google. And then Google is going to ask our backend for the information that, hey, did you just give access to this front end to give you the details? Like, for example, let me go ahead and pick this. For example, did you tell the front end to give you the name, the email, and the profile? And as soon as our backend says yes, I give them permission to access that information, then we are going to reply back with a yes, right? And then our Google is now going to authenticate this entire front. And that is like the entire concept. That's just the entire concept. As simple as that, bro. Not too complicated. This is the entire auth flow that we are trying to do here. Okay. So let's see what AI did here to access that information. Console. Accept all the changes. And I'm going to get a summary. I'm going to say, get me the summary of what you did. Of what you did. And how you got the session. Now let's see. Let's see how it's gonna get the session, right? That's what we need. So let's expand this for now. Okay, how did you get a session? The homepage always showed sign in with Google even when you're logged in. Meanwhile, /me correctly showed your profile, proving the session existed, but the homepage wasn't checking for it. The root cause was within this. What it did, it created this navbar.ts use client component that checks your auth status on mount, replace the hard coded in this, and then after that it fetched this with credentials. And that is a terrible thing to do. I can't even lie to you, because now that means you have to make API calls every time, right? Let me look at, where is it at? Up dash me, and then where is the component? navbar.tsx. So this is the entire changes that it made, right? Okay, so what happened is that we are checking first if we have a user, right? This is a state to store users, and then this is for the loading state, and the use effect is saying fetch users from here, include their credentials. If the response is okay, if the response is not okay, then throw not authenticated, or else return the response within the JSON. Then you grab this data of type user information, that is taking name, email, and picture within this user info interface. Go ahead and set the user that we have here, set user. By default, we are going to have either user info or we are going to have null. And by default, you have it null. So that makes sense. All right, let's see what's going to happen again. We're going to set the user here to be null if there's an error. But if we don't have an error, then set that user data to the current user that we loaded already. and set the loading to false because we've already loaded the user info, right? Then from there, we are trying to catch if there's an error, then go ahead and set the entire user again back to null and then set loading to false. And I think that's it. Now getting the initials, we split this uppercase. Wait, how is it implementing our initials thing? Let's first go back here to see. Okay, it's grabbing Emmanuel Francis. I think Emmanuel would make more sense. Because why would you grab my entire full name, bro? Isn't that a crime, bro? Okay, wait, let me charge my computer. My computer is 11%. God dang. Yep. All right. Let me remove this. So as you can see, we have the entire initials. No, I want only one single name, bro. So what we're gonna do is let's look at how it's grabbing the entire initials. We have const get initials, name with string. Then the name, we split it from the first and then map through this and grab the first element and join the second one. Make sure it's to uppercase, that's the first one, and split it by 1 or 2. Okay. Well, we're just gonna say, bro, don't do that. We just want only one single name, right? So grab the first name only. So we're gonna say grab the first name only. All right, it should just grab the first name only and not include the initials. All right, let's go back to the backend and continue seeing what's going on here. So this concept here of this bin, what's going on with my computer, bro? Is it lagging? Is it my computer or is my mouse? This mouse is good. Bro, boys, can you see the mouse can't even function? God damn. Yo, Verma was good, bro. How you doing, my G? Bro, what's going on with this mouse? I might throw it off now. Oh God, bro. I don't know what's going on with this mouse, but it's okay. All right, I think I'll just use the trackpad. I think that makes sense, right? So let's continue. Let's continue going. Let's go to the front end. Okay, so we're just grabbing the first name. So that means there's no need for initials, right? Let's just remove this entire initials. Let's try to comment it out. See what's gonna happen. This is avatar. Stick with the full name. We could just leave it as it is, right? Oh, now I get it. Now I get it. This one is like, for example, here. Look, if we don't have how do I call it? Let me try to log out, right? Let me try to log out. So let me log in one more time. And then let me try to log to use anything that has like the image, but I mean doesn't have the profile picture. It's just E. So it's just going to use my initials, but I don't think there's any point of using the initials when by default Google gives it, right? As you can see, it's just E, right? So let's just go back to the front page. It is E here with my name. So why do we have these initials? That is unnecessary, right? So fallback avatar, I'm just gonna say fall back to the picture, right? It should just fall back to the picture rather than falling back to the initials. Yeah, so that's enough front end, right? We're not gonna waste time doing front end anyways. So let's go back to the back end and see what's gonna happen. Let's kill this. Let's kill this, for example. What's going on? Why is it not killing this server? Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and kill the entire front end again. Let's kill this front end. Bro. Okay, the front end is already done. Let's just push these changes that we made. Git commit. I'm just gonna say I made some added what did you add? I think we just added profile picture. I mean added user info, I think. Info to the front end, something like that, and then git push. All right, so we've pushed that to git. So we should just be able to close this completely. Oh, God. Yo, anti-gravity was taking a toll on our computer, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I swear. Okay. How do we minimize this TikTok studio thing? Minimize. Good. Ah, yes, we've minimized it. Thankful. Okay, so now the next thing we're gonna do now is we have the entire Google Auth here. So what we're gonna do next is let me pull this to the side, and we're going to create some models, right? Let me create this package models, and I'm going to create another package called controllers and services. Oh, config and repositories. Repositories. What else? I think that's it. We are gonna have repositories, config. We are gonna have DTOs as well. And yeah, I think that's all. We might have exception handling. So we're just gonna say exceptions. Now, the next thing we're gonna do, we're just gonna grab the security. We paste it inside config, refactor, and the controller. We're gonna take this within the controllers, refactor. Then we're gonna need some services and stuff like that, right? So let me close this. Now, let's say, for example, we want to create a product, right? We want to build a product, actually. Let's say we want to create a product, right? So we're going to come here and go inside models. Then we create a class called product, right? A simple product. And we are going to go ahead and create, we're going to call this at entity. So we don't have any entity involved. So let's go here and add the entities. Ignore this, ignore this. Okay, let's go and add this entity. JPA. We can add JDBC for now. We can just use JDBC for now. Yeah, we can use JDBC for now. Or maybe we can just go ahead and just use Postgres. Postgres driver and then Docker compose. So we can just have that for now. Let's add those three. And let's not forget Lombok, right? We need to add Lombok as well. So Lombok and validation too. Okay. All right. So I think everything is resolved now, right? Resolved. Good. So let's go back now here and then try to create entity from Jakarta. Then we're going to have table. Then we're going to give it a name. I'm going to call it products. And we're going to have Lombok data. Or we can leave data out for now, for sure. Can say data, and then we might need all argument constructor. We might need no args constructor, right? And we might need getters and setters. So we're gonna say getter, and we're gonna need setter. And then we might need equals and hash code. But for equals and hash code only, let's see, how can we do this? Hmm, how do you check what is inside this? Okay. All right, bro, goddamn. Something like this, right? We might add just equals and hash code afterwards. Let's just go ahead and say add ID, and then we're going to generated strategy, generated value. Or we can just keep it as UUID for now. Or maybe we can just keep it as identity, really. Either way it can work. Let's have private long. Since we're using UUID, let's keep it as UUID. But let's use long, bro. I'm just gonna call this identity. Okay. Private long ID. All right. Now we're gonna have to generate equals to and hash code, right? We can replace this actually with the entire data object from Lombok. Let's grab it from here and replace it like this. Okay. Then we can have private, let's say name of the product. And then we can have private. This is gonna be a string. This might be the description, right? Description, then private. This can be big decimal for the price. And we are good. We might just need the creation timestamp, right? Private, local date time. It's gonna be created at, and we're just going to have updated that. Just these two, right? So that we can see how the user can create the entire product from scratch. Updated that. Okay. Something of this kind, right? Now here we are gonna go and say, hey, make sure we have a column here. And within here, the name of the product should be, we're gonna have this as name as well. And we're gonna say this nullable should be false. And this should be unique as well. So let's grab this and say, hey, within this, make sure it's description. Nullable, well, the description can be nullable. It doesn't have to be unique, but at least the length should be anything greater. We need like 500 characters at least, or else throw an exception. Okay, for the price, we can have almost similar stuff, not this. Just grab this. And for the price, we can have this as price. Now this, we can say, make sure it's gonna be a decimal minimum. And we are just going to say this is 0. This is what we need. What's going on here? Required strings around this with quotes. Okay. What's going on here as well? I should add nullable. Bro, what's going on with this? Well, we can actually leave out this and then just handle it in. We can handle it within the DT. I mean, within the the DTOs actually. I think that would make more sense. And then we drop the column here. It's gonna be created at. For the length, well, we're going to have this as nullable. should be false, and it shouldn't be null, and it shouldn't be updatable as well. So updatable should be false. There's something here, except this can be updatable. So we're gonna remove updatable false from here. So we're going to change this to updated, updated, something like that. All right. So now we've modeled our entire product. We've modeled our entire product. We now need to just go ahead and create the details, right? So since we want to create a product, we can just create a Java record. Then it's going to be create product. Create product request. Yep, we can have create product request DTO, and we just copy this and paste it here, and then we change this to product response, right? Okay, let's go back here. Now let's try to see what do we need from the user, right? This is what this request says. What is our requests? I mean our model. Open our model. We're going to open it to the left here. Okay, our model will be there. Close this off. Now let's look at what we need. The user is just going to give us the name, a description, the price, I think the quantity as well. We could just say quantity. Let's just create these as well. Quantity. Quantity is going to be an integer. So this is going to be quantity. Copy this, paste it here, and this is going to be an integer. Quantity is going to be an integer, or we can just use this int, I think. One of the two. Or let's just keep it as integer like this. It's all good. Okay, now let's look at what the user needs to give us. Well, quantity shouldn't be nullable, obviously, even the price. So we're going to say nullable false on the price, and the quantity, we're also going to say nullable false as well. So we shouldn't get any null pointer issue later. Okay, so we have this. Now let's see what we need from the user. From the user, we need the name from the user, and we also need the description. And we need the price, which is big decimal price, and then we need to grab the quantity. I think we use quantity as integer. Quantity. All right, what else? We also need we don't need the created at and updated at, right? So anything that we don't need to get from the user, we don't have to include it in the request. But the response, we are going to return the response in this manner. We need to return our ID as well, which is long ID, and we need to return the created at local data created at, and local data updated at. So I think you get the point. Hey, bro, why should I learn Spring Boot effectively? Why should you learn Spring Boot effectively? I'd say YouTube, bro. Yo, Madi content creator, what's good? Somebody said hello, programmer. What's good? How are you? How is life? I'm replying to somebody on TikTok. What are you saying, bro? On YouTube, my brother. Why should you learn Spring Boot? I'd say go to YouTube or first use AI to teach you. Madi content creator. Okay, we have this in place. What's going on here? Man, it's a little bit hot in here. I can't even lie to you guys. So, we have this project. We have the response. We need the ID. We need the name, the description, the price, and the quantity. and then we're gonna need the created at and updated at timestamps. That is gonna be it. Now the next thing we're going to work on, let me see what's going on. This is never record is never used, that's fine. Oh god, I'm fine with that. Wow. Okay. Boys, don't worry. These are not errors, these are just warnings, okay? Don't worry about them. So what's the next thing that we need to do now? We have this in place. We need to now go and build services. So let's say product service, and then we also need the controller, right? We're going to say product controller. Product controller. Add this to Git. Okay, so we have controller and service open side by side. We also need to annotate this, right? We could actually start with this controller, right? We create the endpoints, so we're going to say at REST controller, and we're also going to need request mapping, and this is where we're going to put our API endpoint at API slash products, and then we are going to have required argument constructor. Okay, now let's go ahead and say private final product service as product service. And currently the product service is not annotated as a service. That's the reason why we have this error. You can see we could not auto wire, no beans of product service form. So we need to just come here and say add service, boom, and it's going to directly annotate this and change it into a bean. So there's no more error again. All right. So now let's go ahead and create our first endpoint. We're going to have the first endpoint at post mapping, and we're going to say public create product response, and we're going to have create product. Now, for this, we want to return something, right, in the response entity. So let's just annotate this with the response entity. And then let's go back here and we make sure we get the valid. We need to validate the input. Then we make sure we also get the request body, not request mapping. And everything that comes with the request body, we make sure we pass it within the create product request. And we're just going to call this as request, right? And that is it. Here we could just return something, right? But let's keep it at this for now. We need to go back to our create product request and we create some validation. Fuck, who's this, bro? Why- How can somebody just jump on stream and say, "Fuck, what's that?" Okay, this is not going to be blank, right? So let's say not blank. The name message is, we're going to say name is required, product name is required, product name is required. Okay, so we need to do the same thing for everything that's required. For example, the price, we're going to say the price is not null, and the message is price or product price is required. Product price is required. And we're gonna say this should have a certain size. And this is, we could say, matter of fact, I think we're supposed to put it within the product here. We're supposed to put it in the price. We're gonna say, hey, this, we need a precision of 10 and a scale. I think we could say a scale of 10, but a precision of 2. let's just keep it like this. Precision of 2, scale of 10, and then we can say here size. Well, the minimum amount, right? Or we could even just say not decimal here. Decimal minimum should be 0, 0, 0, like that. But this should be a string, right? Okay, surround this with quotes. And yeah, then we're going to have a message. We're going to say price should be more than 0. Right? Obviously, you cannot put price of 0. Like you can't say a product costs 0. You can, right? But it doesn't make sense for the price. It should just be more than 0. I think that is the validation that we need to implement. All right, and then for quantity, well, quantity, should we make it nullable? I think quantity should not be nullable. Quantity should not be nullable, really. We're just gonna say not null here within the quantity, not null. Then we can have message, say product, I mean quantity is required. I think it's product quantity. If you're buying a product, how much of that product do you need? Good evening, Mr. Springwood. What's good, my brother? Why you calling me Mr. Springwood is crazy. Product quantity. Quantity is required. Yeah, my boy said Mr. Springwood, bro. That is wild. What's good? You guys are so dramatic in the comments. Somebody said far. Guys on YouTube cannot fail to impress me. Somebody said far. I don't know what that means, bro. Okay. Let's take this off. So now we have the validations, right? These actually we could just give it a minimum size. We could give this a minimum size of like we could say actually minimum, I mean maximum really for this should be like 500 characters. Then we're going to say the message, we're going to say minimum product description should be less than 500 characters. I think that makes sense, right? All right, we're gonna leave it at that. How are you doing, man? Amir, my brother. How's life, bro? How's India? Uh, that is it for, I think, the request, right? We don't have anything else to do in the request. Now, response is fine. We don't need any validation in the response. So now let's go ahead and close it and let the grind begin now. Oh, another thing, I think I need to add. I think I need to add this mapper, right? I use that mapper a lot. So let me open this in new window so that I can just grab the mapper. Before I grab the mapper, let me just take this. Where is our auth integration? I'm going to create a new Spring. This is going to be file. We're going to have docker compose dot YAML. Okay, and I'm going to paste this entire YAML, but we are going to change this to auth intro. I mean auth integration PG, something like that. That's the entire name. And I'm going to copy this name, paste it here for the data, and paste it here as well. So that's all we're going to do. The rest can remain the same. Like for example, this instead of PG, we can have this as DB, and that I think that's gonna be it for the Docker Compose. Let's go back here, and we can just go to this, and I think we just need to grab this. Yep, copy. Now we are gonna go ahead and grab to do integration application YAML. All right. I understand I'm showing you guys my credentials, but I'm going to remove them. Don't worry at all. Y'all shouldn't worry about my credentials. I'm going to remove them. What's going on? Okay. Data source. URL. Mm, I'm doing good, brother. Just busy with internship. Oh, you got an internship. Oh my god, bro. That's crazy. Is it like on campus internship? Yep, I think yep, now we have a data source. We need to just take this JPA and let's put this hibernate like this. Okay, so we don't have any errors again. Well, let's just add this ammo. And we can just save it to the dictionary application level. Okay. You got an internship, bro? That's nice, bro. That's nice, my G. Uh Off campus, okay. Oh, bro, that's crazy. Is it like is it a paid internship or free? Is it a paid internship or free internship? If it's paid, my boy, that means you cashing out. That's my brother, man. I'm proud of you, bro. Even if it's free though, it's still you're learning the skill, you know? It doesn't matter. What else? I think we don't need this anymore. You just leave this at the service. Then we go lastly here to just pick the entire pom.xml. We need to grab this Lombok. Grab these dependencies. Integration. Yep. Here, Lombok plus the entire validation. I think it's okay. Yep. Paid. My university doesn't unpaid. Ah, nah, bro. You are going crazy. Paid internship is late, bro. I feel like that's a cheat code right there, bro. I'm proud of you, my brother. That's a clutch, man. That's a good shit, man. Spring Boot plugin. Just need to grab this entire plugin. Okay, copy this. Go ahead and drag this. Yep. Because people may fake it and sleep at home, so they require solid sleep and attendance record. Yeah. That's true. That's actually true, bro. And I feel like internships like that, you can always focus, right? Because it's like, bro, your paycheck is at stake if you don't show up. I like that, bro. I like that. I like that. I like that for real. Let's grab the properties. Press this. And we restart everything. For proof that you're doing real internship. Oh my god, bro. You don't even know how happy I am for you, my brother. That's insane, man. Keep going, bro. Make us proud in India, dog. Feel me? Make us proud, my brother. Repository. I think this is going to be product repository. Hmm. Yeah. You know, one thing I like about, I don't know, because it's some people that reach out to me about the internship thing, but I really don't know, bro. I just find it soft. Somebody was telling me to pay money for the internship. I'm like, I don't know, bro. I really don't think I need to pay for me to do the internship, right? It doesn't make sense. Let me see. Product mapper. To me, it really didn't make any much sense, bro. I can't even lie to you for sure. Matter of fact, let me hold on. Let me go ahead and turn off this TikTok for a sec because it's kind of congested in here. So hey guys, TikTok man, I'll see you guys tomorrow, bro. Bye bye. Okay, focus on my people on YouTube. All right, that's gonna do it. Let's get it off. Yeah. I think I can just code right now, right, and just finish this stuff. But as I'm hearing that people are getting internships, I think I need to start applying too, bro, because you inspire me a lot, my brother. Let me see. That is training, bro. There are companies here that do so. Yeah, so speaking of companies that side, right? At some point you told me that they do not, like in India, they do not let foreigners or students make money. So how is it that they are going to be paying you, right? Is it not like against their policies or something? Mm, not, is it not like against our policies? I'm confused. And then and call it internship. That's training, bro. There are companies here that do so and then call it internship. Hmm. It's nice. It's actually nice for real. It's nice. Let me see. I'm going to start applying for jobs. I mean for internships and stuff like that. For real. I'm going to start doing that. Uh the product editing. I'm going to start doing that. I'm not going to lie. It's like yeah, I'm going to take the product response to response, and then we just get this DTO, which is create request. Yeah, it's acceptable. Oh man, that's nice. That's nice. So it's almost like US then. You can graduate and then still get a job and without any issues, right? That's nice, bro. That's nice. There's some countries that don't allow students to work at all. Like here, they don't allow no student to work. I don't know how people are pulling it off, but bro, it's crazy. Update from DTO or update from request. And I'm gonna say create request as request, mapping target as target. All right. You're going to have mapping and target ID, ignore true. Yeah, bro, it's crazy. For me, I'll try to look into the internship thing and see if it's like worth my time. Because sometimes, bro, some companies are not serious. They take advantage of you. That's what I had, bro. That you can spend the entire time doing what they're asking you to, and then when you leave, they just delete it. You have to come with work visa. Oh, wait. So you got the work visa, right? You're not using the student visa. So the job that you got, I mean, that you are now working at, they converted your student visa to work visa. Is that what I'm getting? Uh, if that's the case, then that's good, bro. It's actually very good. Hmm. Yeah. I created that, updated that. What else? What else do I need to ignore? ID. Yeah, we don't have to worry about that. Okay. Oh, oh my God, bro. Coding is fun, bro. Coding is fun. I swear. Coding is fun, bro. I feel like when you find the love in it, right? Is hey boys, go ahead and like, bro. Y'all should go ahead and like the fucking live on YouTube. Why are you guys watching that? Like, are you guys okay on YouTube, bro? Yeah. Um, no internships are allowed on students on student visa, but not full-time job. Mm. Wait, but I think you can get a full-time role with like the visa that I mean, let's say you get an internship and then you get a full-time role. You get a return offer. Can you use like that similar visa or then they'll now convert it to like a working visa? That's what I'm trying to see. Yeah, because somebody reached out to me actually, like from India, talking about remote internship and stuff like that. So I was like kind of questioning it because they were telling me to pay for it. And I was like, why would I pay for that internship? It doesn't make sense. You get it didn't make any sense to me. That's why I didn't really like take it that much. Response is because new, not new really. We need to talk to the product service. Product service dot create product. Oh my God. I'm so tired, right? HTTP status dot created dot body and response. You can get, but you will have to get a a work visa. Change the student visa to work visa. Hmm, that makes sense. Can you show me front end part? The front end part? Okay. I'll show you in a sec. I'll show you in a second. Or I can even just show you right now. Second. So, what we are creating, right? There's something called Auth. If you know Google Auth, trying to implement Google Auth is not easy, bro. If you ask me, I know why we have like a few issues here. Let me kill this. Uh, Jesus Christ. Let me go. All right. So this is like the entire Auth flow, right? Bro, can you again suggest me a complete roadmap for Spring Framework from Basic? Yo, that display. You did too much, yeah. You do it too much right now. You're gonna piss me off, bro. What the hell are you talking about? You've been asking me this question 100 times. Calm down, okay? Do like this. See, do like this. We're having a great conversation with our brother here that just got an internship. You feel me? He said, calm down. We shall handle that part, okay? Relax. Let me finish this chop, okay? Let's create this real quick. Private final product repository as product repository. We need to actually go ahead and convert this into extends JPA repository. Let's get the JPA repository. We make sure we get the product itself and the ID tag, which is long. So that should make this problem go away. No, not that one. We actually need required argument constructor. Did you get an intern? Did you get internship? No. This guy here, Amir Philip, he got internship. You know, he's been a long time brother on the channel. You feel what I'm saying? Uh, okay. So everything looks kind of good. Let me close this off. Close that off. This is good. So we can say, public. We need to create this create response and create product. Not create product response. Just create product. Here we're going to take our create product request as request, and then we need to first check first if our product exists. So we're going to say if product repository dot exists by ID, or we could just say exists by name, right? Is this going to be a boolean? I think let's call it exists by name. Exists by name. Since we said the name should be let's get request. We said the name should be unique dot name. What's going on here? We need to create this within the JPA. I'm going to go ahead and remove this and leave it like this. Okay. All right, we're going to have this boolean that is going to check for the existence of that product, and throw new. Let's just use runtime exception for now. Product already exists. Have you tried applying the internships provided by organizations like Erasmus? What's that? I've never like done any of that stuff for real. I've never done any of that stuff. I can't lie to you. Let's also get the mapper. Let's get the mapper. Private final product mapper. That's product mapper. I don't know what you mean by that. Erasmus, what's that? Product. I'm gonna get the product repository dot, not product repository, but product mapper actually. Product mapper dot to entity. Go ahead and save our request. And then we're gonna say save the product. Product saved product is equals to this. Then we just return product mapper dot to response. Then we pass in the served product part to the user. Okay, then here we need to pass this as a request as well. And we're good to go. Okay, what's going on here? To response entity, request, product response, product response. I think the issue is within our mapper, right? We're using product request instead of product response. Create product response. Okay, that is going to solve our problem. It's a major European Union initiative established to support education, training, youth, and sport through international mobility and cooperation. Bro, that's some long ass description. They better give you an internship, bro. They better give you an internship. Because that name is way too long, bro. Yeah, you can get a job within 1 year. Did I spend a year? I think I did not spend a year for sure. I think mine is like 9 months now since I started coding in Java. I think scholarships as well. Bro, I'll look into it. I'll look into it. Matter of fact, what is that? What is that word, bro? E. What's that? Erasmus. Goddamn. Erasmus. I think like this. Erasmus. All right, let me look at it. Bro, you're working too hard, bro. You keep me motivated. Thank you. Thank you. Erasmus. Let me see. What do they do? Bro, I need glasses for my eyes, bro. I need glasses for my eyes. There's light. God. Hard. I need this. So, what do they do? You said they offer internships to students, scholarships as well. Hmm. Best believe I'll try it out. I swear to God, bro. You know when I put my interest into something, I don't stop. So the first thing I'll do immediately after the stream, I'll check them out and thoroughly look into everything they're doing. And I'll give you my update tomorrow. All right, my brother. That's what we're gonna do. Keep me updated though. Keep me updated for sure. Thank you for that though. That's a good tip, man. I think after here we just need to get all the products. We have this. We just need to get all products. It's straight in the product. We're gonna get all products. Get mapping, then public, response entity, create product response, get products, get products, and we're not gonna use request param, we're gonna use path variable. Path variable ID, and we are going to make sure we return a paginated response. Page. Page. Yep. We return a paginated response. All right. Well, we're gonna say, I think we can just return product repository response entity dot okay. Yeah, man, just keep me posted, bro. Man, I'm already like interested now for sure. We need to get the pageable as well. I think this is gonna be pageable default, right? Pageable default, and it's going to be pageable. This has just become second nature to me. Like I just love to return pageable results like every single time. So return pageable. That is okay. Uh, do not go to coding just because it's fucking headache. Company will grill you and you will be under immense pressure if you fail to complete the project on time. Thank you, my G. Hold on, let me answer a call real quick. Yo, bro. Alright, jam it, jam it. Let me just open the door for my friend here. Just give me a sec. I'll come and respond to you, my boys. Yo, please. Something, right? Oh, what's good, my boys? So, somebody was saying you're like, do not go, do not go to coding jobs because they will ruin, they will drain you. That's kind of true though. You see, bro, here's the thing. I need to tell you guys something that you guys don't know about, right? I am in Africa, specifically Rwanda, bro. Chances of you making money online is close to negative. It's close to zero. The only way you can make money is by getting a job. But what kind of job? Because it's not every job that you're allowed to do here, right? So Stripe doesn't work. PayPal doesn't work. No any payment provider works in this country. So even if you build an online business, you're not gonna make money from it. It's just totally stupid if you ask me. Well, I'm not cussing out the country. I'm just cussing out the fact that everything is just happening the way it is. So that said, the only way out is to learn a skill, then start applying for jobs outside this country or outside Africa at large. Soon as you get the job, then you get the hell out of here. And you make your money, then once you have enough money, you can drop out, man, or you can just leave the job and go solo building your own things, right? But provided you need to be in a country that supports that kind of lifestyle. Otherwise, you just doing nothing, bro. You feel me? That is all I was saying. That's all I was saying. Brazil was good, man. How's everything? Just chilling. Okay, bro. Ah, all right, boys. So I think that is all I'm saying, bro. Let me just finish this out real quick. So if anybody's wondering, right, like you said, I think in India you guys have something called Razor Pay, you guys have Stripe, you guys have PayPal. I think you guys have all that. So it is safe to drop out and just work on your project because you have payment providers, but for us we have zero. So you have nothing to make online.
What are you using as the camera?
My computer.
Where's your webcam?
It's here. I'm going to use it, but for now I'm using this. You can see. It's even cleaner though, right? How's life, man? You ready for exams tomorrow?
Nah, bro.
Even me, I haven't read this. They actually sent the stuff. They sent that document, but I haven't checked it out.
Should have printed it out. Like, I'm not right now.
Bro, school is just another pressure, bro. Bro, I swear if I get a job, bro, the way I'll drop out of this school, bro. The way I'll drop out, bro. Oh God. Only God knows, bro.
Just stress, man.
What's this even, bro?
Kalau kunci apa gimana ya, man? There's no.
Mm. In India, there is Paytm, there's Razor Pay, there is Phone P, and they all offer APIs. So imagine, bro. Oh my God. Imagine, bro. You guys have all that, and still there are people that won't even do anything with it. For us here, like we are just dying to just smell things like that. It is funny though, because the only methods that are working here are things that people outside this country don't use, which is pointless, right? And they will be yapping everywhere. Oh my God, there is development. Oh, this Rwanda is leading development. This like, bro, what development? Like the tech sector is just down, bro. It's zero, bro. What are you guys talking about? So I can't complain because my country is even worse. South Sudan, we don't got shit. We don't got shit in South Sudan, bro. Oh God.
Still at school.
Who? Little? Yeah. Still at school. In the service, we're not going to use responsibility. Hey, boys, here, man. Go ahead and like the live, bro. Don't really do your brother that to you. You gotta chill. I'm reading your comments here, all of them. Bring it on. Let me hear your thoughts. Yo, Amir, let me ask you, right? would you like let's say you get a job in India? Would you want to come back to South Sudan, bro? Like realistically, would you want to come back? I mean, okay, it's cool if you already have the job, then you just want to come and vibe because you have the money. But in this situation where you don't have shit, I doubt if you would be willing to go back, bro. Bro, learn any other skill. Don't learn coding. It is completely headache and it can rot your brain. Apply for any other country and move out from there. Name any skill that you can learn today that can take you out of this country, out of India. Let's assume you're in India. You want to go to UK or US. Just give me one skill that can allow you to do that. I don't know why you're hating on coding, bro. Are you a programmer? Ah, it be the people that are not programmers that just hate on coding. It's crazy, right? Page get. I think I could say get all products. That'll make sense. Yeah, you see, you're targeting Germany, bro. That's nice. Even me too. Like if I get an opportunity, bro, I swear I will just God knows how far my legs will take me, bro. But yeah, I feel like by the end of this year, we shall see how everything turns out, you know? I'm just giving myself this year only to grind like this. So next year we are set for life. Let's look at this. What do we need to get? Path variable, we need to pass in the pageable as pageable as well. Hmm. This create response should be page. I doubt. It should be page for sure. If I get a job there, that will be a huge win. India is not easy, bro. I'm willing to stay in India compared to this country, dog. I can't even lie to you, bro. Say we need to first get the response repository. We find everything, pass in the pageable, then you map everything, and that is it. So I'm just gonna say return product repository dot find all. Then we pass in this pageable. Make sure we map this the product mapper. Map this to the response, and that is gonna be that. And we can just have this here. Get all products. Yeah, bro. But like I don't know if Germany is a good choice. Why do you choose Germany over UK and US? Why would you choose Germany over UK and US? I was in Java programming, then I learned React and Node and Python. I look like a 80-year-old person. So, I think I need to start putting the chat here. I need to actually put the chat here, bro, because you guys are just oh my god. I can't stop laughing. Hold on, let me put the chat on the screen. She funny as hell, bro. Let me pop out the chat. Hold on. Ah, you guys, bro. You guys. Hold on, bro. Bro, what's good on here? Okay. So I'm gonna put out the chat to the corner and I'm gonna go ahead and grab this. Put it like I, I need to understand what you guys are talking about, bro. I mean, look at what somebody's saying, right? Somebody said, I was a Java programmer, then I learned React, Node, and Python. I look like an 80-year-old person when I was still 34. Are you still? I think this is the funniest comment. You're unk, bro. So you're 34. You're 34 when you were coding. So right now you're like maybe 40 years, I guess. Getting a job in India is not easy. The population is huge. I mean, Indians want to move abroad. For real, man. Going abroad is like the best thing you can do. I can't even lie, my brother. Going abroad is like the best thing you can do for sure. Like the return of investment is very high if you ask me. Product deposit, service dot get all products and passing a pageable. Return response entity dot okay, and we'll pass in the response. Yeah, what's going on here? Yeah, I need to convert this into a page. Okay, but why is this failing though? Wait, why is it null? Okay, this was supposed to be a page, the response entity. It's okay. Let us read. What do you think? Germany is good for embedded system jobs due to its massive automotive and industrial automation sectors. Oh, so you are actually interested in embedded systems, right? Oh, so the internship that you have in India, it is for the oh God, why am I forgetting it? Breezy, Breezy, yo Breezy, my bungo order. I think you can use your holla maybe. All right, but so this is gonna allow us to get all products. But now I need to understand how we can pick the actual user. For me, what's going on? Cannot resolve the path variable. Why do we actually need this? I don't think we need this here. Okay. Man, I swear to God, bro, I can't lie to you guys, bro. Coding has just become super competitive, bro. Especially given AI, bro. AI is some hype. I just hate it, bro. Embedded system is my top priority. Oh yeah. Bro, what's your take on AI, by the way? Amir, what's your take on AI? Like, what do you have to say about AI? Okay. What do you have to say about AI, bro? The internship I'm doing is IoT full stack. So what is IoT? I think I've heard that somewhere. IoT, integrated what? I just don't know what that means. What is IoT in full? Mm, Internet of Things. Describes physical objects that are embedded with sensors, processing ability, software, and technologies that connect. Oh my God, bro, you chose some hard course, bro. Like that course just, I don't know, it's scary, bro. I started to get scared hearing that course just, bro. That course is super complex, man. God damn. Internet of Things. Crazy. So, like, do you work like 9 to 5? Is it like a 9 to 5 job? Ah, damn, bro. 9 to 5 is something I don't like, bro. But I just have to work just to get the money. Ah, so now here's the dilemma. How do we now implement let me see, make sure we have the correct database. I think I did not change the database. The database is supposed to be Um, Internet of Things, IoT. It's nice. Supposed to be the database. Okay, let's fucking go. So now I want to make sure, right? We are now in one page, right? So here, while creating the product, we need to make sure the user is authenticated. So I think the only way to do it, we have to goddamn say has. I think we can say has role has. Wait, how do we authenticate? I'm kind of confused. How do we actually get the signed in user from Google, right? Because if we look back at our test controller here, we have this test controller that is showing here that we are getting the logged in user. So now, how do we get the actual ID, right? And I'm going to ask AI because that's the actual point of our video today, right? Let me go here and then let me try to ask ChatGPT the GOAT. It is not difficult, bro. If you're into electronics, my work is to wire firmwares or program microcontrollers to collect sensor data, create a Flask server and a custom web page to visualize the data. So from what I'm getting, you're working mostly with Python, right? Because a Flask server is like is a framework of Python. So do you guys use Java as well? Because I'm wondering if Java is also used in embedded systems. Or maybe C++ also, right? So let's say, how do we now connect the user? And let's grab this. Say, okay, I'm gonna say I have a few questions. How do we connect the user who created the product to the login user? And also, how do we get the and also how I think that is it, right? Yes. And how do we tell if the user mm, who's accessing the product version is a logged in user? I am using OAuth 2. So let's see how AI is going to give us that entire plan, right? So you need two things. Unless the request is authenticated, and that's what we have. If you ask me, if we go here to the product, bro, am I like lagging? Because somehow you guys respond after like 1 second. So I think that means I'm lagging behind, right? Is it real time though? Or there's some latency? I think there's some latency if I'm not mistaken. All right, my brothers. Y'all go ahead and like and subscribe and goddamn, like the video, boys. The stream actually. I think this me responses should be within the DTO. So I'm just gonna take this entire, make it a DTO. Okay. Bro, what are you trying to build with the help of Spring Boot? Which database are you using? Are you working on both backend and frontend? All right, let me answer your question. My intention for this entire project is to learn auth integration with Google. At the same time, building a project with it, right? So the project that I'm building is more so create like uh, product creation. Like it's just e-commerce, but a mini e-commerce store where you just create a product, right? But the only thing I want to attach is that the logged in user should be the one to create the product. If I'm making sense. So that's how I learn, right? I use small projects. It's like micro projects to learn something, which is project based learning. Okay, somebody said yes, we use. So now I understand that maybe there's some lag, right? Because you guys respond after like a second, after I already spoke about the thing. So we can go to config. So somebody said, yeah, it's not difficult if you're into. Okay, that I answered that. Yes, we use Python, but generally C++ due to C or C++ due to its speed and memory efficiency. Python is not suitable for real-time applications, but there's a lightweight implementation of Python called MicroPy Python. Hey, so you use C, bro? Let me tell you, bro. C is hands down the worst language I've ever seen. I cannot lie. You have a scan F this, a scan F whatsoever. Do this. I think scan F is not for Python. I think it's for C++. I mean, not for C. I think it's for C++ or C, something like that. The scan F to get this, and then there's like double slashes, and then it's like, bro, the syntax is just super complex. I can't lie, bro. I cannot deal with that. uh, design for for what resource limited microcontrollers. And what are those microcontrollers? Can you try to teach me? Like, is it what do you use them for actually? So I only understand the part of sensors, but microcontrollers, I don't know. Hmm. Okay, connect the product to the logged in user. The correct model store your own user entity. Do not rely on Google's email pictures, your user record. Passes a local user keyed by the provider sub. Okay, now we need to keep an entity, users, unique constraints, provider and provider user ID. Okay. So why do we have the unique constraint somewhere here? Unique constraints, we're gonna have a unique constraint, column names, provider user ID. Bro, we even touched assembly. Yeah. Hands up to you, my boy. I feel like if you've gone ahead to touch assembly, sorry, bro. We're not on the same page, bro. You're on page 1000. I'm still on the front page. Assembly, bro, that language is super old, bro. Too old for life. What did you guys use it for? Assembly, bro. Wait, am I covering the chat? I think I'm somehow covering the chat. Oh my god, I just realized. I'm covering the chat. Is there a way I can put it like this? Yeah, I think I'm covering the chat. Is it better? Okay, I need to reduce it down a little bit. I can see it here on my screen. Yeah, a tad bit like this. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good now. Okay. Okay. So we need to actually create our own entity called user, and then we make sure we get the ID, make sure we get the provider as well. Here the provider is going to be Google, and the provider user ID, which is the auth2 sub, and then we get the email and the picture. That is all. Then the product entity, we are going to have One to many optional is equals to false. Fetched with lazy type. I mean, lazy fetching is a tiny all-in-one computer on a single chip. Yes, you're the right person to ask this question. I've always had this fascination with with chips in general, right? Like for example, like the Nvidia graphics card. Why is it that expensive? Like, what is it about the Nvidia graphics card that makes it expensive? I've always had this confusion. Like, why does a chip cost that much, right? Especially like the graphics card. Why does it just cost that much? Right? Can you try to like break it down for me? Many. Okay, man. It means you're working on backend part. Take help from any GitHub project. Better take help from Cloud Opus. Cloud is better for coding. You're right. I'm actually coding the entire front end with AI. I'm not touching the front end, but the back end I'm trying to use it to learn. And this is ChatGPT 5.2. I think it's even good as well. I don't know if it's good for coding though. Yeah, I think you have a point there. You have a point for sure. But I really don't know. I really don't know, brother. If I need to vibe code the backend. Microcontroller has microcontroller has on chip RAM, ROM, and like processors in our PC. Wait a minute. So what's the difference between the microcontroller and the actual processor itself? Is there any big difference? What is? Mhm. Oh, what is it, man, you guy? Why do you look stressed, man? What happened to you, bro? Hmm? Oh, oh. Ba gini me nyagin sa. Ya shi gira? Easy, no worries, brother. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue, brother. Let's see. Products one to many optional, and then we join the table using created by user ID, and then we have user created by, and then resolve the current user from auth 2 and upside into the database. So we're going to have this user get or create or two principal string providers sub string. We're going to get the principal attribute. That's going to be the user itself. I mean the ID. Bro, why is this stuff so slow like this? So if sub is null, then we throw we are missing the sub, and then we return repository.find by provider and provider user ID. So provider and sub, or else get, and we get this. Okay. And then this is what we are going to be looking for. And then within the create product, bro, I don't know why this stuff is slow like this. Graphics cards are and RAM are expensive due to AI, bro. So the AI companies are like they're over milking the stuff, right? Since they want to train AI, so they buy like most of the RAM in bulk. That makes sense. That makes sense for real. That makes sense. Complex operating systems like Windows or Linux. Bro, but why is Linux super widely used if it was created by one person? Like that shit also, I don't know. I always have a lot of questions, bro. Why is it super widely used if it was created by one person? Now is imagine playing rivalry against Windows, against Mac OS. It's crazy, bro. Control require the principal and forward it. Authentication principal or the user principal will be non-null if the security config requires authenticator. So create response provided this request, then we pass in the principal. Okay, then create by before save. And then we can now have product. Yes, user me is equals to current user service dot get or create principal. That's Google. Now I see. Now I see. Now I see, bro. And going forward, I wish I knew, bro. I could have bought so many RAM sticks and just store them. You gotta be a villain sometimes. For real, bro. If I knew this, I was gonna store so many RAM sticks, bro. I swear to God. I swear to God, I was gonna store so many RAM sticks, man. Mm-mm. So product entity. So I want to ask a question here, right? Why is there a need to add provider and provider user ID? Provider provider user ID. If we have it um already in our application.yaml. I think there's no need for it, right? Because we already have it here. It's this because the stuff in this is your client configuration, not the user's identity. Oh, what this contains the client, and that's actually just the client endpoints, authorization URI, token URI, user info URI, test spring where to find the auth dance scope. What if what info your app is allowed to ask? This is not which Google user is logged in. Now, what you need to persist per user and why. When a user logs in, Google returns claims like subject is equals to unique stable user ID at Google. So we're going to have email, name, picture, which are mutable. If you want to attach product or credit to this, you need a stable key you can store in your database. Why provider user this, also known as sub. Email can change. This can change, but you can store providers, Google, and then provider user ID. So that's how you'll always map this request principle. Yeah. Now I understand. You see that somebody said this Google doesn't minimum version, the Google only. If you want the simplest correct version, we are just going to keep only Google. Principal.get attribute this. Yes, that's what I need, bro. It's equivalent to this, but hard coded. It's equivalent to this, but hard coded. What do you mean by hard coded, bro? Principal DV foreign keys want your IDs. So what do you mean? If you want what attributes look like in your login. Okay. What do you mean by hard coded? For Google search. Why is it hard coded? Hard coded in your design, you you design your database assuming Google is the only identification provider instead of supporting multiple providers. Okay, generic. This is provider agnostic model. So we're going to have a string provider and then string provider user ID. Okay, so this could be GitHub, This could also be yeah. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Let's not hard code it. Okay. Uh let's not hard code it. I'll go get in. Hmm. Why do we have here should be a unique constraint? The column names will be the provider and the provider user ID. Oh, my brothers. Which year, bro? I'm in my final second year. I'm in my second year, not my final year. So I'll be graduating next year, December, brother. How about you, man? Why is this correct? Provider user ID is because of stable external ID. The sub provider namespace because sub is only unique inside a provider. Unique constraint prevents duplicate accounts. Oh, so within the table, we're gonna say this is users, and the unique constraints should give us at unique constraint. Then we're gonna have columns, provider, and then we're gonna need the provider user ID. Provider and the provider user ID. Then within the user, we can have long, and then we can have the provider, should be false, and the provider user ID as well. Then we can have the email, name, the picture URL, or the image URL. Oh, I'm not in my final year. I'm in my second year. I'm in my third year. Second final year. What's your name? Emmanuel, brother. How about you? Your name is Monish. Hold on, Monish Kumar. Munish Kumar, right? The Indian names are hard, man. Since Google is OpenID Connect, we use a principal. Oh, wait.
Why do you go with PSA, man?
150. It's not bad, wish. Uh, on Charlie, deal. On Charlie,
Yeah,
you saw the other room?
I was not going there.
Oh, when?
How many times I wake up and get
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, you asked it. Okay, so what's happening here? The current user service. Upsert the logic. We first get or create. Open user ID connect. Open ID connect user principal. String provider will be the Google. From register. Okay, and then string provider user ID will be principal that get subject. Okay, and then we return the user repository dot find by provider and provider user ID. We pass in the provider and the provider user ID, or else we get user because a new user dot get dot set the provider as a provider user as this, email as principal dot get email, get full name. I don't know if that.
we use the one?
You wanted to do some? It's okay. Oh. Give the roadmap for backend developer. Bro, I don't know what I can say for backend development, but you need to pick a language, right? For backend dev, I think I can help. Let me just open Excalibur real quick. Let me open Excalibur real quick. So this is the entire roadmap for anyone who's gonna be asking me, right? This is what I recommend. First, you pick a backend language, right? You're gonna have first the language. You're gonna pick what you're good at, and this is the lane that we're gonna be following. Okay, let me reset this. Then we're gonna have text here. Here we're going to need a language first, right? Pick a language that you're good at. For me, I use Java. So you pick what you want to pick, right? Depending on your interest. Me, I use Java, so I'm gonna say Java. And then from there, you understand all the basics. Then you pick a framework, right? For me, I'm using Spring Boot. You just replace this one with whichever is good for you, right? Pick a framework. I pick Spring Boot, and then after that, you pick a database of your choice. Now, database. The database here, I have chosen Postgres. Postgres. I think it's PostgreSQL, something like that. That's what I've chosen as my database of choice. And then, yeah, I think after here now, the rest is on you now. It's you to go ahead and start practicing, right? Something like this. Okay, I'm gonna do it like this. This is like the best way you can ever understand these things. Okay, put this as well. Now here, from the language itself, right? I want you to understand first everything that is involved, right? Things like uh here it could be, let me just go here, say first, I need to understand the basics, right? I need to understand the basics. After the basics, uh the things that, let's say, intermediate concepts, right? And then finally you're gonna have to become advanced a little bit, right? Now, here's the thing. With the basics, you need to understand things like arrays, whatever in your language. After that, you come to intermediate, like how do you use like control flows and put them into projects and all that. After that, advanced could be maybe database connection and all that. And if you understand this with just the basic language, you can now just shift to the framework, right? You go to the framework. Then you do the same thing with the framework. You understand the entire thing that is involved with the framework. After that, you connect it with your database, and I think you're good to go, right? After here, the only thing that you might need will just be maybe here you will probably need to understand. Hold on, what is this? Yep, what is this? What is this? So here you probably need to understand things like S3, which is like cloud, right? Here you pick one cloud provided that is like AWS. For me, I pick AWS. You can choose Google Cloud or Microsoft Azure, whatsoever you need, right? And then from there, yeah, that's almost like DevOps, right? In general, you need to understand a little bit of DevOps. God, you need to understand a little bit of DevOps. Think it's like this. A little bit of DevOps, you're good to go, bro. Like this is just how simple it is. If you understand this simple roadmap, you're good to go. It's not perfect, but you get the point. Um, Set the picture. If you have this, get picture. If it is not null, then get us the picture. Make sure it is a string. It's always a string, or else it will be null. No problem. And then return. And then we finally just save the user now. Okay, that is that, I guess. And then better way to get the provider name dynamic. We need authentication context. This. Provider is equal to this. Yeah, I think this is what we need, right? Instead of hard coding, later we can just use the authentication context. We get this, we make sure we get the authenticated user, the provider, and that will be it. And then we attach the user to the product. This is how we attach the user to the product. Within the product, you say many to one relationship. Fetching type, it should be lazy. Optional is false. We join the column by created by user ID. Nullable is false. And then we have private user created by. And then here we're going to add this OIDC, which is OpenID Connect user principal. Then we get the current user. So current user is equals to current user service dot get or create within passing the principal. And then we first okay, then we set this to the current user. Oh yeah, now I'm impressed. So let's go ahead and implement what we've learned now. Okay. Let's go ahead and implement that, my boys. Buddies, we're actually going crazy, bro. I like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and close all these, close all of them, close everything here. Then we can create where is our modus? What is the modus? I think the modus here. Now we can just create a user model. User model. We're gonna come here and say add entity, and then table. We're gonna give it a name. This is gonna be users. Then we can have constraints, unique constraints. We are going to say unique. How are we doing the unique constraints, right? I think we're going to have unique constraints like this. And then we are going to have the provider, and then we're going to have the provider. I think it's provider user ID, something like that. I think it's something like this. Let's have a look at how they're implementing it here. Nope, not there. Not there either. Oh, okay. Okay, we're supposed to use a unique constraint here, and then we just pass this. Column names. Okay, those are actually column names. It's unique constraints. Is equals to add unique constraint. Then we can have column names. Then the column names, that's why we're going to have the provider. And then the other one is the provider user ID, okay? Yep, it will be like this, provider user ID. Good. I think there's nothing that follows that. After that, we just have to go ahead and just say, give us the ID, and then give us a generated ID, generated value, strategy identity with long ID. So I think that is it. From there, we just need to say private, not private, but no, string, provider, and then private string provider user ID. And then now we need to also grab the username, email, private string name, not the password. We're just gonna need the picture. Private string picture URL. I think that is it, right? Yeah. And these ones are all going to be column false, right? We're just gonna have false on all of them. False, false, false. And get us and set us. So that means we need to just give this at data, and then we can have all args constructor, no args constructor. All right, I think that is okay. So we can just give this column. Oh my goodness. Let me copy this. Column false. I mean, nullable false, even the email as well. We could leave these ones here, but they shouldn't be null though. We need these not to be null. All of them shouldn't be null. So email, obviously we need the email, should never be null, and never be null, never be null. Now I wanted to ask a question, right? What if we say unique? Let me just say here, right? What if we say at unique? I mean, what if we say uh unique true is equals to true within the within the column for the provider and the provider user ID. Won't it mean the same thing? On each column, you break the multi-provider design. Oh, okay. So it has to be multi-provider. This this creates a composite unique constraint. Provider and provider user ID. That means provider user ID 123, provider is Google allowed. GitHub 123 allowed. Google 123. That's gonna be a duplicate pair. This is exactly what you want. What happens if you do this instead? Like this. Now you get provider. Provider, that means only one row can have a provider Google. You could only store one Google user in your entire database. Okay. Now we're learning, bro. This is learning. This is learning, my brothers. Okay, so what about the rest here? I think these ones can. I think the rest can have nullable false as well, except the picture. Yeah, I think the rest we can have them still correct, but the edge cases you should account for. Let me see. Otherwise, the safer production grade would be at column string email. Email for business logic, keep this. Otherwise, an enforce email requirement at service layer if needed. Then we fall back like this. If this is a portfolio app and Google only, nullable false is fine. So this will be the provider is fine. At column. What if we leave them? What if we just leave them without a column, right? Say, what if we just leave this ones without the at column? What if we leave them without the at column? I think it will still mean the same thing. Yeah, JPA defaults. Let's you leaving them without this is completely valid. JPA defaults apply. Let's be precise. What happens if you omit this? Then Hibernate will generate nullable true. No uniqueness, so your table becomes conceptually like this, null. This is perfectly acceptable. All right, so we're gonna stick to that, my boys. So we're gonna stick to this for now, right? Provider ID. So this is actually to generate the composite connection, unique constraint connection between the providers and the provider user ID. And we have the actual ID here for the table. And then we have the provider and the provider user ID. Then the email, email name and the picture URL. So that's all we need for the user class, user entity. So now we need to go and work on the actual service. So we're going to call this user service, current user service, I think. Current user service within services. Okay. And what else? We need to get the user controller. But user controller, do we really need it? Do we really need to add the user controller? Let me see. Here we have the current user service. And the current user service, we are first checking the user repository. That means we have to create the user repository. And this is how we're going to create it. We have an optional user find by provider and provider user ID. So they are always going to be together, two pairs, right? We're going to need the provider and the provider user ID. Okay. So let's go and implement that real quick. Within the repositories, we're going to say user repository, and this user repository extends the API repository that is going to take in the user, which is the model actually, and its ID tag, which is long. Yo, Depansai, what's good, my brother? How are you doing? Depansai, my brother. So let's say optional, it's going to be user find by provider, and provider user ID. Okay, this is actually going to take in string provider and the provider user ID. How are you, my brother? I'm good, man. I'm Gucci, my brother. I'm chilling. I'm vibing. I'm having fun. We chilling every day. We happy. What are you working on, brother? I'm actually working on OpenID Connect or OpenAuth from Google to actually just connect all the, whether it's Google, whether it's GitHub. I'm just trying to learn and understand how to like do that, and also upsert the users to my database, right? Mm. Like actually store the users in my database. That's what I'm doing. So that is that. Uh, so here we're gonna need required argument constructor, private final user repository. Let's user repository. No, so what else do we need again? I think what about you, Deepansai, bro? Haven't seen you in years, bro. What are you even building, brother? What are you even building? Okay, we are done with this, extending this, and we just call it here. And after that, we taken in the user as our actual model, as our type actually. Then we say get or create the OpenID connect as principal, OpenID connect user as principal, and then we say provider is equals to this, and then the user we get it from the principal.get subject, and then we just say return the user repository dot find by this, and we pass in these two, or else we get it from here. Okay. Hmm. Easy man, مشكلة يا جماعة. User. So get or create user. So we either get the user or we create a user, right? That's what we're gonna do. And we need to get the open ID connect user as the principal. Wait, is this within the service? Yeah, this is within the service as principal. Then from there, we need to, let's say, I think we need to return user repository dot find, and then we can return that, right? We pass in the provider How do you even get the principal, bro? Am I confused or what? Oh, we have to define these ones. So first define these things, and then we say find these. You pass in the provider and the provider user ID. Okay, fine. Okay. String provider is equals to, here we say Google. Say later, you can dynamically get it from the security context. From the security context, and then string provider user ID is equals to the principal dot get. What are we getting? We actually, I think, supposed to get subject, right? Get subject. I think that is it. We get the subject that is going to be our sub, which is our ID. And then we can pass in the provider here alongside the provider user ID. Okay. And then, or else get. Then we just create that new user. User is equals to new user. New user. Isn't it? Okay, this is going to be, let's create a lambda function that is going to take in a lambda function that is going to take in the user. Yep. Something like this. And we're going to have user as user is equals to new user. Okay. Do we really need this? Bro, what's going on, bro? What? Am I confused? Hold on. We need this, yes. And then we pass in this. Or else we will just return the I mean we save the user finally to our database. But here we'll need to make sure we have the user, then we say the provider. The provider is the same as this. We said this, and then we get the email, the full name, the picture URL. So the principal will get picture. If it's not null, if it's not equal to null, make sure principal this is in string or else return null. So that's what we're gonna do, my brothers. Okay. So we're gonna say user dot get provider. Actually, this is gonna be set provider. Set provider. We're gonna set this to the provider or user dot get provider, and then user dot set provider ID is gonna be the same here. I mean, not get. That's supposed to be set provider ID. We pass in user dot get provider ID, and we can get the email just like this. We can get the name, user dot set name as user dot get full name. Say name. I don't know why it's using full name, and then user dot set the profile picture URL as user dot get the profile picture URL. And this is where we're going to have some let's see how they're doing it here. Set, and then we're gonna say principal dot get. Why are we getting it from the principal but not from the user, like the way we have it here? Why do we have to go up all the way here? So let me copy this. I mean, let me just copy this. Oh, copy this entire part. So why do we have we go to the principal, we get the picture URL. And we could just say user or get set picture URL, then user dot get picture URL. The grind never stops, man. The grind. What's up, my boy? It doesn't, bro. Hey, by the way, congrats to you, though. Congrats to you. You know why, Matthew? Congrats to your iPhone 17 Pro. I watched that video. Yeah, you got your iPhone 17 Pro. I think you did you move into a new house? Because you're waiting for your mother to put your curtain up, bro. As a man, why are you waiting for your mom to put your curtain up, bro? Why, bro? As a man, man, Judge. Yeah, the grind never stops for sure, bro. I'm good, man. I'm just chilling, I swear. I'm just chilling. I always tell people, bro. I'm like, listen, always grind. Yeah. I was like, bro, look at this guy waiting for the mom to break something for him to put his cat in. I'm like, what? But I get you though. I get you. I get you. It was a nice vlog, bro. I enjoy your vlogs like crazy. Especially you had a good take where you spoke about yeah, you spoke about how do they call it? About working out. Like, said like if somebody is jacked or is in shape or is working out, it says a lot about them because it means they can commit to something, right? And it's also good for them, like their health and shit. I was like, yeah, my boy is spitting. Your vlog was fire, bro, for sure. I watched it all. So don't stop making the vlogs, bro. Keep going. Just know you have people out here who really like your content. I was telling my friends about you, my G. When a user logs in, Spring Security builds a CD user containing claims from the user. Get this, get that. That's the source of truth for identity attributes and unlock a time. When a user this is using new Java object contains nothing until your fields on it. So this get that that takes the current picture URL from the empty object and sets it back to itself. This does nothing to remain null. Okay. So the correct data flow is Google, the principal, the user entity, and then the database. So in order to set this, you need to get it from the principal, get picture to string. Like you're copying from the authenticated identity into your database record. And then why are we doing that for the rest of the, I don't know. We get the principal or get picture. If it's equals to null, if it's not null, we make sure we have this, we set it to that, or else it's null. It's a bonus of the personality, I'm not kidding when I say many people kind of like me and I wanna talk to me because of fitness alone. Like they want tips, which is great thing and a reason for people to find you interesting. For real, bro. But me, bro, like I just be asking myself, right? How do you get to that point, bro? Like, hold on, let me see. Let me see. What you asking me about what? Oh, you're asking about the project I'm building? I'll answer that in a second. But the way you work out, bruh, I can't even lie, bruh. I feel like that's insane. Especially like that, how do they call it? Is it, what name should I give it, bro? Is it calisthenics? Do you do calisthenics? Because there's a way you hang yourself, like you balance yourself. And she, I'm like, nah, nah, I'm cooked, bro. I can't do this. So what I'm doing, I'm actually building how do I call it? I'm trying to implement OAuth 2 with Google. Yeah, calisthenics. Yeah, I'm trying to implement auth 2, which is Google OpenID Connect, whether it's Google, GitHub, any provider. I just want to make sure I understand how the entire flow works. Like I could just use Keycloak, but I just want to know what's happening behind the scenes. You understand? So that's the reason why I'm building this project. And it's a simple project that just takes in allows the user to create a product, right? A product that has name, description, whatever, right? But only the authenticated users should be able to do that. Yeah, nice man. That's very important to understand for real. Yeah, so I'm about to finish. As you can see, it's just I'm only left with this small part, like upsorting these entire users into the database. That's what I'm left with. So yeah, I think that that will do it. So we need to get the principal dot get we need to get the picture and have you set up JWT off? Yeah. JWT is like I don't know, it's second nature to me now. For some reason, I am very good at JWT off. That's something that surprises me. I'm very good at JWT. I just don't like to use JWT because then you have to deal with all that extra quirks that JWT comes with. And most people would rather just click continue with Google than fill up a whole form saying name, username, all that shit. So that's the reason why I'm trying to do it like this. You get it? I think we're going to have, if this is not null, is not null, then we are going to have this principal dot get picture and or else just leave it as null. Yeah, we don't want this as a toString. We're gonna leave it as that for now. But for this, right, I haven't set up how do I call it, JWT for this yet. Why do I have to put this? What's going on? Missing return statement. Oh, okay. We need to return these users and then we save the user to the database. So we're just gonna say return user repository dot save, then save that entity user. Then we're good. Yeah, I get you, man. Anyways, man, I gotta go on to work again. See you later, my broski. Do your push-ups. I'll try. And one thing for real is that I'm waiting on your next video, okay? Upload your next vlog, I'm gonna watch it. Stay safe, my brother. Listen, bro, you remember our deal. Soon as there's a spot in your company where they need a Spring Boot developer, backend developer, just you know who to contact, my G. See you, man. Stay safe. That's my brother. Okay, let's go, man. uh, Jeez. Oh my God, what else do I need to do? Let me look. Okay, we have this provider taken care of. What else? What else? What else? So I think this is good now. But here we can just say, okay, let's just implement actually the user context. Could say string. Let me comment this. What did I do here? Wait, you can do that? You can do this? What did I just do? Hold on, hold on, hold on. Oh, you can hide it like that. I didn't know you could hide that, bro. Wait a minute. I didn't know you could actually hide that. Then you have to click to see what you've hidden. Oh, this is nice. It's actually nice, bro. All right, let me comment out this entire blog. And I'm gonna say string provider. Nyama. You're chilling, huh? Principal or get claims? Nope. No. Principal not get. Wait, can't we just use the security context here? Okay, let's say since this is clean, right? Let's say, all right, uh, this is all clean, but can't we use security context to dynamically get the provider? Let's see. Is the right way to dynamically get the user? So we shall have to continue using this. Somebody's calling me?
Yeah.
No? Oh, good.
Ankara. Yeah, no problem.
Oh, you have to create this, the string, current provider, auth, authentication. If auth instance of authentication token, return token dot get authorized client registration ID, throw this. And then here we just use the current provider. But is it not unnecessary though? If auth, okay, variable auth is equals to this, right? Then if auth instance of auth2 authentication token was token, we return the token dot get authorized client registration ID. I also throw a legal state exception, not authenticated with auth2. So what's wrong with your version? Should be set provider. Should be provider. Okay. Get attribute name. Then get picture is usually a URL. It's a string. So you use toString. Even cleaner don't pass the principal at all. So this could no way, bruh. No way we could do this. Hold on. We could actually say the authentication, and then if it's not there, then that means we don't have it, right? But we could just use var auth is equals to this. And then if auth instance of auth2 without a token, we throw an error. Then we say the provider is token dot get this, and then object principal token dot get principal. And oh, bro, which one is better, bruh? One real world issue, rest condition on fast login. Two concurrent requests can both not find. So what are we gonna do? I think the security context version is better, right? Okay. Compare the two. Which is better? Security context or just the OIC OIDC OpenID Connect user version? Okay, inject into controllers, recommended default. How it works, controller methods gets the principal via this. Okay. Mm. Mm. Okay. So now let's say, okay, let's say we want to use them in our service and control, which is better and easier. Mm. The easiest option is control against the principal, service stays explicit. So we use authentication principal or CD plus authentication token in the control, then password we need. Controller uses this and it gets the token. Hmm. Then no, bro, no. Mm, okay, I wanna have one source of truth, right? Given we can keep the current user install users to DB, and also the um the controller stays for HTTP methods and routes, while the service handles the business logic. Business logic. And since we establish the connection between user and product, we can just call the current user service to get the logged in user. Yeah, I guess that works. Let's try it out. That's solid layering code. A clean way to get one source of truth. We need to HTTP only, status codes and validation, business logic, product service, business logic. And the current user service is a single place that knows how to turn the authenticator principal into your DB user. The key design choice, where do you read the authentication principal? If you truly want the product service to just call the current user service, then the current user service must read the security context thread local. That keeps all concerns out of product service and control. This is acceptable as long as you understand the trade-off. It ties your business logic to request context. Fine for standard REST requests. Below is the implementation. Current user service as the one source of truth, option 1 recommended in your setup. Why is he saying recommended? Even stricter controller is only routes, no authentication parameters. One bug you already hit earlier. Okay, that is fine. But let's see what's happening. So the controller stays minimal and does not pass anything. Just get this, create, validated, and then we only just get the authentication as auth. Response, request, and then auth as well. Okay. Then the product service, we're gonna get the authentication as auth, and then user me is equals to current user dot get or create auth, and yep, that is fine. Then set created by me, and that's it. Then current user service is only the place that understands auth plus OSCD. That's correct. So transactional, open a crate, we have authentication as auth. And then if auth, if we do not have auth instance of this, then we throw this, right? If we do not have the authenticated user. And then the provider, we get this token here, dot get authorized client registration ID, which is going to be Google or GitHub or whatever. And then this is going to be an object. Principal object is going to get us token dot get principal. And then if we do not have instance of the OICD user as a principal, could be all two user depending on the provider setup, we throw an illegal exception, illegal state exception. Principal is not OICD user. Wait a minute. Okay, okay. And then we're gonna get this, the provider user ID. It's going to be our principal dot get subject. Okay, then we can just finally create what we want. Here nullable is fine. Well, the email shouldn't be nullable though. So saying nullable is fine on the email doesn't make sense. But it's okay. Yeah, man, I'm still coding, bro. Your brother goes crazy, bro. Like I code a lot. And one thing people don't understand is that as a developer, you will have to read so much code compared to how much code you'll be writing. But that's why like I spend most of my time trying to understand the code that is. Give you that dedication to learn. How can I give you that, bro? I'm using it to help me. So the only secret is you gotta grind, bro. That's all. There's no shortcuts, bro. And fun fact, right? I can't even finish 1 hour. It's because you're not this hungry. You're not as hungry as I am to win, bro. Soon as you become hungry to win, that's when you start working hard. My lazy ass crying in the corner. You're not lazy. You just don't have enough drive. You need to get that drive, bro. I feel like soon as you get that drive, you'll understand what I mean, bro. So why this is nice. The controller doesn't touch the OICD tags. The product service doesn't touch the OICD at all. Only authentication, which is generic. And then it's the only source of truth. Even stricter, if you don't even want authentication and controller signatures, then the product service can call the current user service, which reads the security context directory. So we're going to get the current user is going to take the authentication. We get this directly. So I think we should make it even stricter. So let's try, let's even be stricter so that we can see what's happening. All right. ChatGPT is doing too much now. So let's see if you want a strict layering, controller only HTTP route plus this and that, no, none of that. Okay. So here we don't have anything to do with auth in the controller. The same applies to this. And then the business logic is here. Okay. So we get in the current user service, then we just get require current user service. Do you have Ultimate OS? Yeah. I'm using the Ultimate version. I'm using the Ultimate version. About IntelliJ. I'm using the Ultimate version, as you can see. My license is even there. boy, you want to rob me, boy? How can I sponsor you, bro? You're in India. You're having a good time. You should be having money, bro. My boy said they sponsor me, bro. You so funny. You get a credit user. Okay. Acquire current user. So this is the only author aware component. Yes, yes. This is what I need. Um, I think I'm going to go with this. This kind of looks cool. So we need to first nope, nope. This is better. Because what the hell is or this is just doing too much. I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with this response. I prefer this response. Okay. Bro, just edit the prompt and hit enter again. Why are you even trying to choose? You know, and Aiden. I don't know if your name is Aiden or Aiden. First tell me like how I should pronounce your name. Tell me. All right. This is the reason why I'm not just pressing enter. Is because I wanted to understand if there was any big difference, but there's no big difference. So I have this as this product. All right. One source of truth. We are hitting the method that is inside this current user service. Okay. Now the current user service, it's going to be a transactional. We're going to say variable auth is going to give us security context holder dot context dot get authentication. Good. And if we do not have the auth instance of this token or auth dot is not authenticated, then we throw unauthorized exception, login is required. Or else we get the provider from here, object from this, and then we have a string provider user ID. Why is it here null, right? String null. Why are they null here? I don't know why they are supposed to be null. How can I tell you how to pronounce? Okay, like this. It is, your name is Aiden, M Aiden. What is that M standing for? Is it Muhammad Adam, or Muhammad Adan? Muhammad Adam Ali or Muhammad Adan Ali? One of those. That's what I'm talking about. What is that M standing? Oh, Muhammad Adan. Okay, okay. Muhammad Aiden or whatever. It's okay. I got you, brother. Oh, what? Why is this too much? Non-OECD providers. We're gonna have provider ID, OECD.get subject, email.get this, .get that, picture URL. If it's not null, then get the picture to string should give us null. Else if the this and that, user two, provider user ID is going to be .get attribute, pick the sub, email name, object pic is equals to this. I get the picture, then the picture URL is equals to pic. If it's not there, then give us this to string, or else return it null. And if the provider user ID is null, then missing user this, or else, yeah, this is unnecessary. Not Aiden, it is Adam. Okay, it is Adam. not not Eden. That is how you tell people how to pronounce your name. You understand? We return the positive of file of this, and then map dot existing optional refresh cache fields. Existing. What is existing actually? God. Okay. Email, name, picture URL. Save the existing. Or else. Yeah, this is unnecessary, bro. I feel like I have understood this, that typing it myself is like, I don't think I need to type this myself, my brothers. So I'm just gonna go ahead and copy this and replace it with what do we have here? Current user service. Right? Let me just go and replace it with current user service. First, yes, transactional. Import this, import, import, import. Uh, Unauthorized. I'm just gonna say runtime exception for now until when we add our own custom exceptions. I think this is gonna be the last part for today, right? Then tomorrow we can continue from there, my boys. This is redundant. We can continue from here to tomorrow. Reassign local variable. I feel like there's a lot of bugs in this stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna say, yo, we have a lot of bugs in this. We seem to have fixed them. So we are gonna stop here today, bro, and tomorrow we can continue from here. Oh my God, what? Oh Jesus, this is like, God, this is unnecessary, bro. Let me stop this. Let me stop AI from crashing out. This is unnecessary. We just made this unnecessary. Wait, this is really bulky and complex. Make it easier to understand. Then remove the fluff. Bro, sometimes I do not understand how AI operates, bro. Yeah. Hmm. So for later, right? If we don't use, if we want to add any other, let me see. Oh God. Principal again them. Unsupported principal type. Okay, hold on. Principal will get class dot get name. Bro, we have some insane bugs here, bro. What the hell is even happening? Wait, add throws to the method exception. Okay. Bro, alpha. Nothing, bro. Holy cow. They're still that side, huh? Which side are you guys? Bro, I think I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop at here now. John at Elias place? I'm gonna stop at here, my boys. Tomorrow we can continue from where we stopped. because we can just continue from here tomorrow. So sorry, git add commit
from home that aside.
what's the name?
What's
OICD or IDC user open ID connect user upstart DB database. Little you remove the key from there.
is open?
Yeah, boys. So I think I'm gonna end the stream here, bro. Catch up tomorrow.
From nigga.
Yeah.